Jon Zherka is a streamer who you may or may not have heard of before today. I believe that in just 12 months' time, he's going to be one of the biggest creators on the internet. Here's why. To really understand Zherka's plan, we must first look at his backstory. He was an Albanian refugee that immigrated to Vancouver, Canada. He flunked out of college, so after this, he went into construction and then was a bouncer for 5 years. This is where he would get his first taste of drugs and degeneracy. He would also do sales and drug dealing on the side. This is also when he would first start his relationship with social media, uploading videos of violent fights that took place at the nightclubs. But that was not all that Zherka would witness at the nightclubs. One day, he would see his best friend being stabbed to death. He actually got Zherka the job in the first place. This really traumatized him. This, coupled with the empty, shallow life he was living, was causing him to be depressed. And so, he turned to Christ. By some stroke of luck, on the 15th of January 2019, he was scouted by Raj Patel's recruiters to be on Raj's dating show. He joined the call with a blue Trump hoodie and pulled a gun out live on stream. This was how the world was introduced to Zherka. The point of the show was to impress the girls, and most contestants would try their best to compliment them, but not Zherka. He was rude and constantly roasted them.
Hello!
Oh my
Zherka!
God, you thought
I got the
I was
present
high.
for her name's Candyland, right?
Yes,
Hola,
Candyland. Let me see. I'm excited.
Okay, so it's an English dictionary.
I hope he's not gonna show his
I
penis.
can't understand every time she speaks. I don't understand her.
No, he said he's giving you an English dictionary.
So you gave her an English dictionary.
Somehow this worked. A genius was in the making. The stream got 500,000 views in a single day, which was monumental for someone's first stream, let alone someone who made it their personal mission to offend as many people as possible. But instead, people loved it. He completely changed the format of Raj's dating show with this alpha male archetype who was charismatic and charming enough for all the girls to grow an affinity for him. As rewarding as this was, the risk was just as high, earning him a ban from Instagram the next day. The reason why this worked was because it was a breath of fresh air from the simp world we live in. During the COVID lockdown, he would again continue his efforts at reforming his life and was celibate. He began to read many books and would stream for 22 hours a day to talk about conspiracies and politics. He experienced a decline in viewers because of this. It was at this time where he would reveal his strong beliefs about the flat earth theory, and of course this got him attention, specifically from Destiny. This led to him hosting a flat earth debate on his channel. This would get him 10,000 followers on Instagram. But Zherka was not satisfied with just being a conspiracy theorist. He wanted more to his name. At the same time, he had a rocky relationship with Twitch, since they would constantly ban him. At one point, he had 100,000 followers but was still unverified. There was definitely some harbored animosity towards his brazen personality, but Zherka would use this to his advantage later on. After being on Destiny's channel several times after that, Adam22 invited Destiny and Zherka for a podcast. This podcast would receive very good reception. However, he was still not reaching much success other than his niche, cult fan base. How was Zherka going to change this? In an interview with Poe, he talks about how even during his drug dealing days, he would dress up very smartly and walk around with a briefcase. He did this so that no one would be suspicious. It's clear that he's been obsessed with optics and manipulating public perception from way back. He also talked about how he had a very strong belief in himself. He told Pearl that he is overtly honest. He does this so that no one can expose him, which in turn forces him to be more authentic and general in his humour. This is key in a world where every social media personality is confined to the censorship of political correctness.
And anytime I've ever pulled back 20%, bad things would happen to me. Like, even if I was making money, I had like an identity crisis of, oh, am I an influencer? Am I a gay influencer and shit? So I was like, I can't be happy unless I'm telling the truth. And I'm not saying that like how all influencers say that. I mean, like, I actually tell the truth. If you watch my content, you will cringe. You'll be like, whoa, he's going way too hard. Like I say, I'm not saying it's the truth. I'm saying it's exactly what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This caused Sneaker to take a liking to him. They would cross paths in many debates, and Sneaker was akin to his rawness in comedy. Quickly, Sneaker would do streams with him and would see his viewer count tripled. He went from averaging around 4,000 viewers to experiencing a jump to 12,000 viewers when Zherka came on. He would give Sneeko tips on his stream since he has so much experience with streaming.
So if you start every intro with how your day is going, how you're feeling, selfish. It can't be about community. It's got to be just you. That's when they go, hey, I did the same thing. I went to the mosque. I did, right? That's the relatability part. Then you do the current event part of what's
Tess.
going on the internet. Never say, had a chill day, what do you guys want to do? That's immediately when I hear a streamer say that, I click out, I swear to God.
This was clearly well thought out since it worked, and Zherka was a coveted guest by Sneako's audience. It's evident that Zherka's brain operated on strategies and plans, and that there is a method to the madness. On the surface, he's an erratic madman with ADHD who can't stay on topic for longer than 5 seconds. But is this all premeditated? Sneako's fans like the synergetic dynamic between the pair, and so Sneako would do multiple streams with him. This also platformed the conspiracies that were once not doing so well, and he would talk about them deeply on Sneako's streams. It was also his chance to talk about other things he wanted to do, such as dating, relationships, depression, and giving advice to men. It's important to note that Sneako has a much larger following than Zherka on Twitter, and is clearly more well known. However, the fact that Zherka single-handedly tripled Sneako's viewership demonstrates the power of Zherka's cult-like fanbase, who eagerly await for anything Zherka related. Sneako would soon do a live stream inviting Mike Malak, and Zherka did what Zherka does best, which was to bring chaos.
You sound like a fucking hyped
Let
up,
me give you my answer, Mike.
psychopath, coked out moron. That's what you sound
Whoa,
like.
that's
You sound
crazy.
like a moron. I assure you, if you took an IQ test, you would not score above an 8. I would put any amount of money on that. Aiden, get me a deal on Cake. Get me a deal on State. I guarantee you, take the money on this one. His IQ is below 80. Guaranteed.
It's safe to say Mike did not like this. He would also get blocked by Aiden Ross for tweeting about his sister. He would also start Twitter feuds with Tristan Tate, but the burning bridges tactic was proving profitable and Sneako knew this. He would also make sure Zherka was in a debate leading to this.
I have an idea. We should fight. You should arrange either come over here or come over there so I can beat your ass, because that's the only thing I'm interested in doing. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Awesome. Arrange it.
Let's do it.
Arrange it.
Even Ryan Dawson, the calmest guy out of all these people, had enough of Zherka's impulsiveness. Zherka has even talked about his fallings out with Destiny and Adam22. It's hard to tell whether the relentless attacks are a symptom of his authenticity or curated for public entertainment. Despite this, Zherka really struck a chord with his viewers, with his Christian and masculine beliefs. His biggest talking points are his strategies with girls. The red pill space is oversaturated with advice that can be confusing to the normal guy, but Zherka understands this. He talks about things even the red pill content creators will not venture to. This would get him invited to Bradley Martin's Raw Talk podcast, where even Brad was agitated at being talked over. However, the reception was overwhelmingly positive. The video reached a whopping 400,000 views in just one day, prompting Brad to ask if he should have him on again. During this podcast, a question was raised about how much of Zherka's personality is real, and how much of it is just a troll.
How much of this radicalness is really you?
If I was on a lie detector test, you'd kick me out. That's when you'd kick me out. If I was on a lie detector here, you'd be like, whoa. But again, I'm not answering that because I'm a comedian.
How much is really you, though?
It's all comedy. I don't believe any of this.
Not knowing when Zherka is being serious or not adds to his mystery, causing a huge talking point for fans which drives engagement. You can see how there is order to the chaos since he knows what chess pieces to move and reactions to elicit so that people are talking about him. He has a background in sales and networking that he has clearly applied to his advantage. That being said, you can also see how much his own trauma, degenerate lifestyle and quest for the truth has shaped his philosophy. He is an amazing case study on how someone can create an image online. If we look at the Google trend graph for Zherka, we can see a huge recent increase. Zherka also revealed that pre-orders for his new Date IQ course had amounted to over $55,000 in just 24 hours, demonstrating how his cult-like fanbase see him as a unique beacon of knowledge. Zherka first blew up over 4 years ago, and has seen relevancy come and go since then. However, he's pulling numbers like never before, and more people are taking a liking to him every day. He simply has a personality that is next to impossible to find in anyone else, as well as a talent for getting people to talk about him. His appearances on Raw Talk and Fresh and Fit have given him an opening to become mainstream, and it's clear to see that as long as he continues down this path, he will become one of the biggest content creators on the internet. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Let me know what you guys think about Jon Zherka in the comments section below.